Go ahead, open up.
All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites of Tampa, St. Pete, and we come out to prophesy the downfall of America and bring my people back to the natural nationality and to repent, which is Latinos, Negroes, Native American people that consist of 12 tribes of Israel. Without further ado, I'd like to give all glory and honor unto Yahweh,
by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Ruach
double honors the elders apostles that teach this truth.
Right.
Salutations to the brother pushing the truth on the four winds of the earth. Also the sisterless and quiet and meekness, confusing the faces and children. Shalom. We're going to get right into it.
Right. Con. Understand Esau is the end of the world. Meaning Jacob is the beginning. If you know who Esau Edom is so-called white man, all right, woman and child, and you can even go into secular history, which would be Herod the Great. Herod would have been a Greco-Roman, so to say, and you had the Herodian dynasty, and they would depict themselves as Caucasians today, so-called white people. So Esau being the end of the world, they go to show you that's the so-called white man. Now we can open up with 2nd Esdras, which is a part of the 1611 King James Version Bible, okay, which pretty much has the Apocrypha in it, which the Bible Destruction Group took out because it speaks so much about the woman being a servant, and also goes to show you who Esau Edom really is, and how the Lord is not dealing with him, and the Lord hates him. Especially if you read 1st Maccabees and 2nd Maccabees, because that's during the time of the 4 generals, all right? The Ptolemaic dynasty, Cassander, Licinius, and it was Cassander, Licinius, Ptolemaic, and I forgot the 4th one, but he had 4 generals, okay? And you had Antiochus Epiphanes the 4th, and did a great slaughter to our people. And that happened during the time of the Romans. See, that was like about 100 and maybe 40 some years prior to Yahushua being born, when the word really called Jesus. And during that time, you had other prefects. You had Herod, you had Nero. You also had, what was his name? Well, Julius, Caesar, of course. You also had, who was it? Pontius Pilate. All right, so you had all these different prefects that was ruler over the Israelites, the Jews back then. Those are the same people that's ruling right now, so to say. All right. So without further ado, we gonna open up with, you got second Esdras?
Yeah, okay. Second Esdras what?
6 and 7.
6 and 7. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered, this 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning that followeth?
What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Can you give me Genesis 25? What shall be the parting asunder of the times, right? In other words, how can you separate that the times that we're living in are still progressing and when it starts to deteriorate? When are the times are going to start to change? Like as of right now, we live down here in Florida. This brother got a long sleeve on. He has a long sleeve on. And I have a long sleeve on. Why? Because the times are changing. There's a transition in seasoning. That's like every kingdom that has ruled on earth, there's always been a transition of rulership from the Assyrians all the way up to the Americans today. So America's losing this threshold, is losing this hold on the entire world. Because America is a kingdom, despite the fact it's really a queendom, because they pretty much emasculated the men and they put the women into a masculine authority over the men, so to say, right? But America is also a kingdom as well, and many prophets have prophesied against many kingdoms. Forgive me, brother. Against many kingdoms. Just like the prophets today, me and these brothers right here are prophesied against this kingdom. Because America is the mystery whore Babylon. The word Babylon means city of confusion. Because when you're walking up the street, you can't tell whether it's a man or a woman. Right? You can't tell whether or not this fruit or vegetable has seeds in it. Because it can be genetically modified as well. Up is down and down is up. Left is right and right is left. America is a city of confusion, and they try to spill this democracy all over the world. And now it's in high times for us to wake up to understand who we are and where we are going as a people, the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Forgive me real quick. Forgive me, y'all. Right. On this sign right here, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, in Genesis the 4th, 9th chapter, Jacob told the 12 tribes what will befall them in the last days. We're living in the last days right now. Okay? You can't see we're living in the last days? Your government is $22 trillion in debt, but you know, Jake think he got money because he's saving up in the bank. Your dollar ain't got no value. So now what are gonna be your means for you to survive in this society when the dollar collapsed? About a month ago, gas was $2 and some change. Now it's $3 and some change. What about your bread? What about your milk? What about your medicine? Huh? All of that's gonna start to rise. And you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna have complete anarchy in America. Those are the imparting sons of the times that we're living in right now. You got Genesis 25?
Genesis 25.
Can you, you already know I want it. Can you read it one more time?
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Then they answered and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
What shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Okay, and they're talking about Esau and Jacob. Go ahead up.
Genesis 25 and 22. And the children struggled together within her is Rebekah. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations are in thy womb. So that means 2 different people are in thy womb. Go ahead up.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
So 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. The elders of Great Millstone already have been going in on this. Because like they try to say, how can you split the seed? It's called having twins. Whether they're identical or whether they're paternal. Okay? Esau and Jacob were not identical twins, but they both split. Either what they said the egg was split or the embryo. I don't know the exact term, but it was split. Because I have twin cousins. Mother was impregnated, went through her 9-month cycle, and gave birth to 2 daughters. So the seed can split. Understand? All right. Keep going on.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. When you go into the mannerism of someone, the mannerism is the behavior. So that goes to show you that 2 nations was going to come out of, Rebecca. 2 nations was going to come out of Rebecca's womb that had 2 different behaviors. Okay, go ahead up.
And the one shall be stronger than the other people.
And the one shall be stronger than the other people, which goes back to who the stronger. That'll be Jacob. That'll be us. Because no nation can go through what we go through and still reproduce and still be where they are today. And then on top of that, Esau being the weakest of all nations. Well, hold on, we're ruling the world. Just by design, everything on earth needs the sun to survive, right? Because we have a certain form of, we have melanin, and even plant life have a certain form of melanin called chlorophyll, how it gives off its green vegetation appearance. You lack all of that. And you get attacked by the sun, yet you're ruling over us. They're going to show you how powerful the Most High is. Because he took the basis of men, Daniel 4:17, the basis of men to rule over us. That was his punishment. You know what? The Lord said, I'm going to take the violence of the vile. And you're supposed to be the purest of the purest. And I'm going to have the violence of the vile rule over you. That's power. Right?
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Right.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the elder shall serve the younger. Who's the elder? Keep going.
Verse 24, Genesis 25, verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were 2 twins in her womb.
Right.
And the first came out red.
So this is the elder. The first came out red. The elder between Jacob and Esau. The first came out red, all right, which is Idawam in the Hebrew, meaning red. Go ahead.
All over like a hairy garment.
All over like a hairy garment because Esau will wear a certain hairy, hoary hide. Because even today, you know, back on Versus Channel, they used to show them hunting deer. But you know, Peter, they started complaining, so they took all the hunting off of Versus Channel. But even what they call them, the Duck Dynasty. I said DuckTales, damn. Duck Dynasty. They'll wear a certain attire, put on certain urine on themselves, pheromones, so that they can attract the animals to them. All right, that's Esau. Go ahead up.
And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
And also, you go into the scripture, it speaks about how they would take like a ram's hide, and they would take a ram's blood, and they will paint the hide red, and they will wear that hide as a certain piece of garment or apparel. Okay, because that's what Esau used to do. Right?
And they called his name Esau.
Esau, Ishashua, wasted away his heat, because they lack pigmentation. But they called themselves white, but really you're just lepers. Go ahead up.
And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And after came out his brother, did he give a name?
Hey, Jacob later on.
Okay. And then came out his brother, who held on to his heel. Remember, we opened up with 2nd Ezra 6. Go ahead up.
And after that came his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Right, so as Esau was coming out the womb, the same time Esau came out the womb, Jacob was holding Esau's heel. So simultaneously, both of them came out the womb. Because remember earlier, they were fighting and wrestling in the womb. She was like, if I've been blessed, because a woman having children is a blessing. A woman without children, she's just an extra expense. She said, if I be blessed, why am I thus? Because they been fighting in the womb ever since. It's the same contention that they had in the womb during the Greco-Roman Empire when they're ruling over us up until now. Right? Go ahead up.
And his name was called Jacob.
Jacob, which means to plant. Yaiquab, how you pronounce it. Yaiquab. Jacob means to plant because that's how he got the blessing. But the Lord gave Jacob that spirit. Now let's go back to 2nd Ezra.
What verse?
6 and 7.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 7 again. And it reads, Then answered and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Right.
Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it followeth?
So what shall be the end of Esau and then the beginning of that which followeth? Our beginning is now. Okay? The so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans in the four corners of the earth, our beginning is now. But see, it's a perfect transition between Yahweh Shem Shai and through us. Matter of fact, can you get me on Isaiah 34 and 16? See, our beginning is starting now.
Isaiah 34 and 16. And it reads, Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
The book of the Lord, Yahweh, is the Bible. Go ahead.
No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate.
So no book can compare to the Bible because the Bible speaks about prophecy. The Quran, the Enuma Elish, the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Book of the Dead, all of that, it doesn't amount because the Bible speaks about events that happened hundreds, even thousands of years ahead of its time. Go ahead.
For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
And the Lord, what?
Gathered them.
His what though?
His men.
His spirit. His spirit have gathered us. John 6 and 63 speaks about what? It said the spirit, it said the flesh profiteth nothing, but it's the spirit that quickeneth. The words I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. The words inside this Bible are spirit. So as the elders was preaching, we started to wake up. But Esau is the end, and our beginning is happening right now. But we gotta check down Babylon, like Benjamin say. You know how Jamaicans be, hey yo, check down Babylon. Chase them bald heads out of town. Murderer, Buju Bantu, Barrington Levy, poor man style, all of that. You go back to damn, I forgot. The Burning Spear. They go back to like the 70s and the 80s, man. That's like Elder Apostle Gabar time. Bunyamin always been talking about Babylon. Always mention Israel. Okay? Because we are those people. What does Benjamin stand for? Son of the right. The right-hand side.
And if I may add, when it was said that we need to chop down Babylon because, man, words is power. So 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed.
Are you going to start at 7? One.
2 Thessalonians 6 and 7, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. For he who now leddeth will lead until he be taken out of the way.
Until he be taken out of the way. So that lets you know, because the Lord said, Job 9:24, the earth been given to the hands of the wicked. You go to Malachi, the first chapter, who's the wicked? Esau, Edom. Look at the society that we're living in today. What you telling me in the whip on the way here about the kids going on the field trip?
Exactly. Wickedness, man. And what they say, about the woman, man. That's how wicked these other nations are. She would take elementary school teachers. Elementary school teacher would take elementary kids to a fucking gay bar, man. Excuse my French. But that's filthy, man. You gotta have a filthy mindset for that, man. Okay? It's bad enough they teach our children that they can be the opposite gender.
Right.
We gotta suffer that, man. We gotta endure this to the end and fight against it, man. We're in the midst of Babylon tolerating all these abominations, man. Okay? Only thing you can do in this captivity is sip out a cup of pollution, man.
Right.
Okay, American is only food for the flesh, man. That's it. That's terrible, man. White, if she was a Edomite chick, man, they don't want to do something like that. Let me take this whole class to a gay bar.
Hey, it's beautiful for the brother to say that, because you know the Edomite woman, go back to the Romans as well. They had an island known as, it was called Lesbos. That's where the word lesbian come from. Because they would have majority of the girls there, and they would teach them to be so-called lesbians today, for them to pretty much fondle and be carpet munchers and things of that nature. Like this is the society that we're living in. You have Edomite women taking, we're talking about adolescent, toddler children, damn near, to a gay bar. And they will make it so bad, at my job, I'm 33, this 18-year-old Haitian girl walk up to me and ask me what's my age. I told her my age. She thought I was in my early 20s. Make a long story short, I knew she was feeling me. So I had told her, I said, listen, if I was a little younger, I said, I'll be dealing with you right now. You feminine, and I said, you feminine, you sophisticated, and you also very timid. But she told me she wanted to be a preschool teacher. This is why I'm breaking this up. She wanted to be a preschool teacher. Look at what his brother just mentioned. They're taking them to gay bars. She really has it like a genuine love children, very like soft spirit. Like she really is feminine. Like I'd really be dealing with her if I was in the world of 2/3 ass Jake. I'd try to hold her down. But like she want to go into this, she want to go into society being a preschool teacher. They're taking these children to gay bars. They're telling the girls they can be boys and the boys they can be girls. I just saw an article in Texas. They banned the transgenders from participating in sports of the opposite sex. So you had all those men that was beating all them jakes, that were beating all them damn records for the girls, and they were like, this is so unfair. All my life I played softball, or all my life I've been running track, all my life I've been playing volleyball. All of a sudden, this man that identifies as a woman can now come and compete in female sport and take all of our rewards. Well, this is the society that you built. That's women. They're never satisfied. Now you're crying. Yeah, what they call it, the LGBTQ community. And you're still not satisfied. Women have been the most liberated ever since before 1965 on up. Women have not had as much liberation as they have had in a little over a century, and they're the most miserable women in the world. But that's another story, all right? So going back to where we at? Where we at?
I have to finish verse 8, 2 Thessalonians 2
Go
and
ahead,
8. And then shall that wicked be revealed,
right?
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Which the wicked shall be revealed. Can you please get me Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 14? The wicked shall be revealed by what?
The wicked shall be revealed whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Which the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. All right, the spirit of his mouth. Think about that. Go ahead up.
This is Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 14. And it reads, wherefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, because you speak this word, behold, I will make my words and thy mouth fire, and these people it shall devour them.
Say it again.
It say,
it is people within, or these people would?
I'm gonna read it again.
Okay.
This is Jeremiah 5 and 14. Wherefore thus saith the Lord of Yahweh of hosts,
right?
Because you speak these words, this word, Behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them.
Now, a prime example, what they always tell you in school, oh, sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. But then when you go into the same Bible that they founded the society on, and it speaks contrary to the way that they allow society to be ran,
Exactly.
people get hurt. So that's a damn lie. Because even your tongue is a two-edged sword. What did the Native Americans call the so-called white man from Europe? They called them serpent. They were forked tongue. Because a snake has a forked tongue. They were double tongue. They'll tell you one thing and they'll lie. So if I give you something and I take it back by force, you'll call me an Indian giver. How the fuck you'll call an Indian giver when you took everything from them? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, but that's the truth. But that's the spirit and that's the power and the truth of this word. It burns people. It cut them to the core. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shai by Shem Klakadas Barakatah to the brother Yeram Yikabar, right? So this word cuts, man. And so going back to 2 Thessalonians, they being consumed by the sword, by the fight. Matter of fact, just read it again, brother.
2 Thessalonians 2:8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Esau's being consumed by the spirit. Matter of fact, can you give me matter of fact, go back to 2 Ezra 6 and then read 8 through 9. Cause we're gonna jump back and forth. I gotta make sure
This is 2 Ezra chapter 8, and it reads.
2 Ezra chapter what?
Chapter 6, this is 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 8.
Come.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac and Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob's hand held first, and the heel of Esau.
So Jacob's hand was holding the heel of Esau. So who's the oldest? Who's the eldest? Esau is the eldest. And Jacob, we're the youngest. The so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, all right? Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, the Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, North American Indians, Seminole Indians, the Argentinians, to Chileans, Colombians, to Uruguayans, Mexicana. All of us are brothers and sisters, and you got the other brothers and sisters that scattered to the four winds of the earth. We are Jacob. We are Israel, the so-called white man, woman, and child, so-called the Europeans, the so-called Caucasians. Well, actually, they are Caucasian, because they are Caucasian people. They're Edomites according to the Bible. All right? So that's who it's talking about. Okay? So when you go to Esau, that's the wicked. Look at the society they believe in. The brother was just talking about it. You got teachers taking elementary kids to a gay bar?
What a field trip.
For a field trip. Yo, when I was going to field trips in school, we went to the aquarium. We went to the science museum. You know what I'm saying? Or we're going to get like
Nature Trail.
Boy Hill Nature. Oh, you remember that back? Boy Hill Nature Trail. If it's the end of the year, maybe Busch Gardens. Because we in Florida. You know, we live by Tampa. We in St. Pete.
On a full fair or something like that.
Go to the fair. A field trip today in 2021 are taking children to a gay bar?
You know the conversations there is completely filthy. You know it's nasty. And there's no telling a pervert in there look at the kid from a distance and think it's cool, think he's doing it in a playful manner, blow a kiss on one of those kids from a distance. You
Right.
You're teaching the kids like that through body language and it's okay, it's normal.
I mean, you taking children to a gay bar for a field trip. What society that we living in, man? But people look at us like we crazy though, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's and then why would you want to have children living today?
That's terrible, man.
You know, that's terrible.
Like you said earlier, what's the person teaching those kids? They filling their minds with all that pollution.
Thank you.
The Lord, you either for the Lord or you against him. Okay?
Right.
God damn.
There's no telling how those kids thought before they walked in there, pure. When they walked out, all kind of hell breaking loose curiosity. Now they're looking at one another. Those children are looking at one another strange.
And what's so vexing? Like the young 18-year-old girl. I'm telling you, man, she's just like straight wifey foundation. You can build a family your own type of chick. She's impressionable. She want to go into the world being a preschool teacher because she really like kids and really care for kids. It don't matter how much how much innocence she try to show them and give to them. The world is gonna pollute them. No matter what. That's the fucked up society we living in. Brother, you want me to bar drop Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Right. That's right, brother. That's right. Oh, beautiful. Psalms 82 and 5 from Yeromia Gabar. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Right. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. And what does it mean? Can you please give me second? Are we finished with 2 Thessalonians? Can you give me second? Corinthians 4 and 6. Right. It says that they walk on in darkness. If you're walking in the darkness, they mean that you let the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Most High. Remember, Esau, Edom is everything that's contrary to the Most High. That's how you know we're living in the last days, man. Everything that this double does is contrary to the Spirit. It's contrary to that which is righteous. Those traditional foundations have been shattered. Wait up.
2 Thessalonians 4 and 6. For the Most High, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness.
Right. The light to shine out of darkness. What's that light? Go ahead.
Have shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of the Most High in the face of Yahushua Mashiach.
Come in the face of Yahushua Mashiach. And in your heart is your mind. La'ab. It said he gonna give us the light, which is what? The knowledge. Everybody's walking around in darkness because they don't possess the knowledge of the Bible. Even Theodore Roosevelt himself said, he said, knowledge of the Bible is better than a college education. Because the Bible has morals in it. All right? Even Theodore Roosevelt said that. And look at these people today. I got a PhD. Women talking about, I got a PhD. I don't need a cookbook. Women don't even know how to cook a full course meal because women want an Uber. They don't know the traditions of being a woman. They complain about, I got to be at the house washing, cooking. In the ancient times, women had to actually light a fire. Actually had to scrub it. You have electric washers and dryers and you're complaining? These women have been pacified and the men as well.
Miserable.
Miserable. Everybody's miserable, man. They live in a false reality.
So I got a precept.
Well, go ahead, brother. We in the spirit, man.
This is Baruch chapter 4 and 32. Miserable are the cities which their children serve.
That's right.
Miserable is that receive thy sons. Okay?
Miserable is the city. Go ahead.
Miserable is the city. That's it right there.
Yeah, miserable is, and the city is in Babylon. Babylon is be a miserable place. Why? Because you have the Most High's people here. Even Adolf Hitler said it. Whose real name was Adolf Schickergruber. He said America has God's jewels. First thing that came to my mind was Malachi 3. Because he's not stupid. He knew what he was doing. He was putting those yellow stars on those impersonators. He said, matter of fact, the second president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, says, you Jews will never have peace in this land. He said, you left here black and came back white. That was 1952, people. A little over half a century ago. So even the second president of Egypt knew that people living in Israel are imposters. It tells you that in Zechariah 9 and 6, a bastard shall live in Ashdod. Ashdod is the 5th largest city in Israel. But y'all wouldn't know that because you don't fear the Lord. You're not seeking the Lord, man. All right? Go ahead, huh?
2 Corinthians 4 and 6.
He's all doing.
For the Most High, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts.
And though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, because right now we in the shade, so it's, it's a little darker. You standing out there with the sun that's brighter. So though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, a valley is a very low land. America is a very low land. All right, the morality of America is not even a 0, it's a negative. Once again, this brother said they taking elementary school students on a field trip to a gay bar.
Exactly.
For what?
Right.
For what? Why would they do that? Now you got Hooters, they're gonna have gender diversity. Heterosexual men don't want to see homosexual men walking around in goddamn shorts. This is the society that we living in, man. But y'all looking at us like we crazy. and what movie was that? Was it The Day After Tomorrow? Remember what that dude said? Those people that was on the corner with those signs, they were right. They said that in the movie, man. They said that in the movie.
I seen an article the other day that the passport, when you want to travel, they got when you circle the gender, male, female, or X. You know?
Right, Generation X. And then when you think about mathematics, an X is a variable, meaning it could be any value. The hell? No. The scripture says, let your yea be yea, your nay be nay. Anything other than that, man, is just wicked. Are you a man? Yes. Are you a woman? No. Or, are you a man? I'm binary. That's not yes or no. That's not yea or nay. What the fuck? You get what I'm saying? Because binary deals with numbers. That's why they got so many different quote-unquote genders. It's just confusion. This is Babylon. This is the land of confusion, man. That's how you know we at the end of days. They tell you in Revelation, the 11th chapter, it said that dead bodies shall lie in the street, spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. Right? You go into sodomy, it's talking about having sex in the anus, man. That's wicked. Then you talk about Egypt, they go back to the word Matazarium, which means double straight, which is where the first place of bondage the Israelites were in. All right? If y'all got something, go ahead.
Y'all got something, because they constantly trying to push out this jab, you know what I'm saying? It says retailers refusing to serve unjabbed customers.
Wow.
Is that coming to a city near you?
Where is it at, though? That's major. That's major news.
It's in the South. It's a video. You know what I'm saying? This is terrible, man. Unvaccinated people's not going to get served at restaurants, man. Who gives a damn? No vax, no service.
All right, well, that's been going on. That ain't nothing new. Yeah. That's been going on for a while. The thing is right now, when you're not able to go inside the stores, able to purchase, that's the most important thing. Yeah. That's what go back to Revelation 3 and 13 and 16. But can you you got something? Or you ain't got nothing? Can you give me Joel 3 and 9?
Joel 3 and 9.
Right. Now we're going to a little bit of prophecy.
It's Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles.
Right. Who are the Gentiles? The Gentiles are another word for the heathens. What is a heathen? Anyone that's not from the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Go ahead, up.
Prepare war.
War.
Wake up the mighty men.
Wake up the mighty men. Now hold on, wait a minute. Men. Like Ray J. Up, wait up, man. Read it one more time, Bubba Shop.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim you among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all men of war draw near, let them come up.
Right, so when you talk about the Gentiles, another word for Gentile is heathens. All right, because the Bible gives you the, what is it called? The table of nations. I think it's Genesis 10 and 11. And even in secular history, it will also show you who those same nations of people are according to the Bible as well. So anyone that's outside of the so-called Negro-Latinos and Native American patriarchy, which pretty much would be the Israelites, because your father would have to be Israelite, it's not what your mother is, you will more than likely be a heathen. Or you are a heathen, I should say. Can you read it one more time?
This is Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all men of war draw near.
Now, go ahead, brother. I apologize.
Let them come up.
It's now table of nations. Who at the top? Israel. 12 tribes. So-called white man, Edom, Indians, Elam, Assyrian, Ashur, Syria, Aram, the Arabs, Ishmael, which was the firstborn son of Abraham. All right. Chinese, Moab, which is the eldest son of Lot. Japanese, Ammon, which is the youngest son of Lot. Ethiopians, Cush. Egyptians, Mizraim. North Africans, Put. South Africans, Canaan. Turkey would be Gomer. Russia would be Magog. Greek would be Javan. Germans would be Ashkenazi Jews, so to say. Spanish would be Tarshish. And Cyprus would be Kittim. These are all the heathen nations, man, in the world. So when it says gather ye the Gentiles, all the heathen nations are not all particularly on this side, but majority, all of these are on the side, are going to be involved in World War III one way or another, are going to be involved in prophecy. All right? And I got an article right here. Yeah, you definitely can't see that. It says Afghanistan, matter of fact, I apologize. It's from Al Jazeera, published October 27, 2021. Afghanistan's neighbors gather in Tehran to discuss its future. Now listen to this. Pay attention. Iranian First Vice President Mohammed Mokbar inaugurated the meeting, replacing President Ibrahim Raisi, who was unable to do so due to another urgent priority. So right now, this is Mokbar. It's the Iranian First Vice President. Now I'm going to jump down the article. Mokbar told the conference that the, quote, defeat of American policies, unquote, in Afghanistan does not mean that the United States is abandoning its, quote, destructive, unquote, policies across the region. So they're pretty much saying, this is our Iranian Vice President saying, despite the fact America left, okay, left this place in shambles. What's that, Habakkuk 2 and 5? He never keepeth that home. His desire is as hell. So jumping down, bear me for a moment. It says, oh, hold on. It says all seven, oh, that's what I wanted, the water. It says all 7 foreign ministers delivered a public address before retreating to a private meeting to agree on a joint statement. Now, so there's 7 countries involved in speaking about the aftermath of what happened to Afghanistan. The foreign ministers of Iran, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan met on Wednesday in Tehran, joined by their counterparts from China and Russia via video link. So America been in Afghanistan for 20 plus years, they bounced, left that place in shambles like a drive-by, and now you got Russia, China, Iran, and all these neighbor countries saying, yo, let's come together, let's build, let's break bread, let's get rid of the ISIL, because those are proxy wars. ISIS been set up by the CIA. All right, because the FBI monitor everything in the United States, the CIA monitor everything internationally. They've been set that up. Those are coups. All right? So also these nations not stupid. It's just you American people. You're just sottish, man. You don't know what's going on, and that's biblical prophecy. Because Iran, Russia, and China have what? What 3 things do they have in common? They have nuclear capabilities, and they're not a part of NATO. Esau don't like that. Can you read that again, Bible Child? Joel 3 and 9 and 10. Good job, bro. The Habakkuk would have came in point, but I want to stay on that.
It's Joel chapter 3, verse 9.
Woo!
Proclaim you this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all of the men of war draw near.
Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Right?
Let them come up. Okay, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks, to spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Let the weak say, I am strong. Who's the weak? The other countries outside of Russia, Iran, and China. Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Pakistan, all those stands, you know, those are weak nations. They pretty much say like, yo, let us beat our plowshares into pruning hooks, and let us go to war. But they're not saying that they want to initiate war, but this is not a good sign for America. Because as soon as your departure, here come your quote unquote nemesis, your foes coming in to help aid the neighboring countries around the catastrophe that you have committed, so that they can get the rest of those insurgents, those ISIL, those ISIS, those Al Qaeda, those those Taliban members of your faction up the hell up out of there. That's what they're talking about. And the brother Yeremiah Gabar dropped Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And what that word war stands for? World war. And right now the stage is being set. All the actors haven't fully come out and played out their scene. You have something you want to say?
No.
You have something you want to say?
Yes. Because it's beautiful, because Psalms 75 and 6 for promotion and the synonym of promotion. There's many of them, but one of them is development. So For development cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So the Most High is about to put down this rulership and set up another one.
Right. Yep. And it's all going by the hands of all the nations. Because like the brother was talking about earlier, Daniel 4:17, Yahweh ruleth in the kingdom of men. So all of this that's stirring up, everything that's transpiring, is the will of the Heavenly Father. And who ever been able to resist the will of Yahweh? No one's. Because we're not speaking to you right now fluently and Elisha Wan Kodash, we're speaking to you in the foreign tongue. Because we're in a foreign land. Alright? Yes, Emma?
No, that's it.
Nothing more?
Isaiah 34 to back up Joel.
Okay.
Isaiah 34 to back up the Joel 3.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit right here. Go ahead. That's what I want too.
What he got?
He got Jeremiah 50:23. That's exactly where I was gonna go. That's beautiful. Go ahead.
Because all those other nations that are not a part of the EU, but yet they got nuclear missiles, you know, Isaiah 34 is a problem for Babylon. That's a big problem. Because now Babylon is vulnerable for attack.
That's a problem for Babylon.
Isaiah 34 1 and 2.
Right.
Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it.
Right.
For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. Like this table of nations right here. And he says, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
Right, and that's what's to come. All right, we haven't spoken about that yet. But they're about to get into war. And what the brother Roman Gabar had dropped, Jeremiah 50:23, the brother gonna read right here.
It's Jeremiah 50:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut under?
Say it again, brother.
How is this is Jeremiah 50:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder
Right.
and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Right. It said, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Because when you think about when you go to court, they have a small mallet, wooden mallet. That's also a hammer. And whenever they tap their hammer, it's an act of power, like ordering a court or court adjourned or, you know, a 2-hour recess. Esau wanted to be the hammer of the whole earth. Oh, you know what? We don't like what Germany and Russia doing with that pipeline. Sanctions on them. Iran, you can't go and give Venezuela oil to help them make money, despite the fact they have the world's largest oil reserve, but they over there eating animals and shit out the zoo. Right? Now you can't do that. You know, we're gonna drop bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. All right? But then after that, we're gonna tell other nations you can't make nuclear weapons. Now you can't do it. But you know what? They don't give a damn. They doing it. Russia just shot off a hypersonic missile for a test. Russia been did it before. And now you got your boy Kim Jong-un. He done slam down. Got on the Atkins diet. He out there letting off missiles again too. I don't wonder where the hell Kim Jong-un been. That motherfucker been doing the goddamn Pilates and shit.
You unrecognizable, huh?
Yeah, he lost weight. Yeah. They saying the hell with you, man. All the weak nations are saying, well, I ain't saying China, Russia, them weak, but all the nations that's cleaving unto them, they saying we not weak anymore. We ready to go to war. So in other words, you ain't got that power. Because like I said, that wooden mallet, that hammer in the court has power. You ain't got power no more. You lost it. You lost powers like you lost power like a wrench trying to turn the grooves on a smoothed out groove on a nut. Like if you working, hey, if them grooves ain't there, ain't no you gonna get that nut off. If you know what I'm talking about when you're dealing with wrenches and all of that, you lost the power. You ain't got the grip no more. You lost it. And that go back to the transition of Yahweh Shem Shai setting up another one. Hell, they said, you know what, you couldn't do a good job. Let us come in and step in and do it. Right? Is that what I said?
They're losing the grip of that world power. So it's like now they have enough power to what? To make living hell on us. They got the power to mandate things, take things away. You know?
What verse?
Matter of fact, Isaiah 47:1. Right. I see you in your wrong, nigga boy. Beautiful. Nadav drop. Zechariah 14:3. Then shall Yahweh how forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. It's beautiful. Because Exodus 14:14 said the Lord will fight our battles for us and we'll be at peace. The Lord always fought our battles. Hell, the Lord fighting our battle right now for us through the Spirit. He just using us as transmitters to get his message out. So this message is going to get out one way or another.
We're a utensil for the Most High.
That's right. We're just tools of the Most High's ministry. You know? The most important aspect of this ministry is the Spirit, which goes back to his words. And they're coming out to be true. Even tell you in, what was that, Isaiah 13? It said the Lord mustereth the battle. The Lord's the one that's orchestrating all of this. The deceived and the deceivers are Yahweh's. Even when the Lord says some people was born in vain. So everybody's not important. Right? Where we at? No, Isaiah 41. I'm sorry, 47.
Isaiah 47:14?
Yeah.
I thought you said 14.
No, I just said Isaiah 47:1. Beautiful, go ahead.
Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. So only the Lord knows the end all be all for our adversaries, man. And that's very comforting to know that this is temporary, for real. None of this is real. This is the big giant simulator. You know? This is seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Right, the Lord set a boundary he cannot pass. Let's go back to Revelation 12:12. Seeing that he have but a short time, you know, he shall come down with great wrath. All right, you go back together now.
It's Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin of daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne.
Right, sit on the ground. Can you give me Psalm 37:7? Right, sit on the ground, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Because America take on the same concepts of Babylon. Because America take on a lot of concepts of the Hamites. And the Hamites were a lot of our people who like to follow. Go ahead,
No, I'm good.
You had your hand
Finish
like
it. Finish
No,
it.
you had your hand like that.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay, I thought you had
I was
something.
reading what you were saying. I'm listening to what you were
Oh,
saying.
yeah, because, like, going back to the Christian.
I don't even know what he said.
Matthew 12:36. Every word that proceeded out of thy mouth, thou shalt give account for on that day. What was so important you couldn't stop and ask or tell me, rather than you run your mouth with your girl in the seat, smiling. Jake, you know what? That ain't gonna get him saved. That ain't, anyway, whatever. She had more chance because I may ask the Lord to save her for me, just so that her father could be upset she gets defiled. Other than that, who cares? Okay, going back to what we was talking about. You hear that for me real quick? You got phone?
You finish this? Finish
Yeah,
it?
read again.
This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit on the dust, O virgin of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne.
Right, 'cause when you sitting on the throne, they mean you at the top. And we just read how Iran, Russia, and China was like, listen here, America ain't do shit in Afghanistan, we got you. Yo, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Pakistan, all y'all come gather with us, we gonna get together, we gonna get this shit together. All the other nations saying the hell with America. They getting rid of the dollar. That's why they got Bitcoin, they got Dogecoin. You got Elon Musk trying to make up his own cryptocurrency. Why? Because the dollar ain't got no value no more. How the hell you go from buying, how the hell you go from buying a 2 liter of Coke for $1, now it costs you $2 and some change. It's the same product, and you need more dollars just to buy the product. It's losing value, people. You know? A nickel for some popcorn at a theater. Now, popcorn is like a goddamn number 6 at Burger King. $7.08 or whatever. You know? That's what's going on right now. You're losing your power. Other nations are laughing at you. Other nations saying that what happened in Afghanistan was a failure. When you went to Vietnam, the Vietcong War, that was a failure because you tried to fight a battle on enemy's ground. You'll never win a guerrilla warfare. You lost that, right? Biden has lost the vote of the people. They said he's the worst president since, I forgot who they said. A president 50-something years ago. He's the worst one now. God bless America. But everybody, hey, like in the days of Noah, everybody's going about their everyday life. America is not on a pedestal anymore. When it says sit in the dust, have you ever been like just walking? You know, we from the hood, you know, alleys and shit, right? You know how Jake be running from the police and shit, and when they speeding through them dirt alleys, all that dust kick up, you can't see nothing. That's what the Lord mean by sitting in the dust. It's just all confusion. It's all confusion. Ooh, read it one more time. I got an article.
47.
Yeah, brother, what's up?
This Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust of virgin of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for there shall no more be called tender and delicate.
Right, as the daughter of the Chaldeans. Now listen to this. Can you give me, matter of fact, this Psalms 137. Can you give me Ecclesiastes? I think it's 10 and 6 where it says folly. No, I'm sorry. Matter of fact, in Ecclesiastes 12 and 4. Yeah, read it one more time, Baba Kashar. It's a lot of emphasis on this.
This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit on the dust of virgin of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne.
Right, sit in the ground, you losing your power. Go ahead.
O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right, you shall be no more called tender and delicate like a precious woman. You are defiled whore. Okay? Go ahead. And that's parabolic talk. Go ahead, Ecclesiastes 12 and 4.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
And that's also talking about the music. Literally, the music today is absolutely trash. But man, this brother know how it is. Be downtown St. Pete and in Ebon Temple. And you can hear the music from blocks away. You can see the people from blocks away all in line to go inside. Women wearing skimpy outfits. Dudes wearing like $100 something bottle of cologne on them. Everybody going in to get drunk, have a party. Women stammering out of the club. Men vomiting. Remember that lifestyle? When the last time you really seen that? You haven't. You haven't. So the daughters of music, you don't even hear the music anymore. And also, a lot of these doors being shut because a lot of these mom and pop places can't afford it. Right? This is an article from Rod Report. Wow. This is an article from Rod Report. And it goes on to say, what the Quasi Moses meme looked in visual flair, it mean up for an impact. Last week, the California-based chef shared on his Instagram a straightforward list of ingredients and supplies comparing what they cost a year ago against today. You give me 2nd Ezra 16 and 22, if I'm not mistaken. The post struck a nerve. Now what I'm going to yeah, man, music is pure trash and witchcraft. That's right, and I was going to get to that too in Isaiah 47, depending on the spirit. Now, this is the cost. This is why everybody going out to their favorite restaurants and pubs, that's going to cease to exist. All right, because he left the Instagram post speaking about the prices of the foods that he pays for so that he can feed his customers. Women think she's so slick. You see what she did on her phone? She actually thinking she's taking a picture of what's really fucking around her. That bitch wait till she got to right here and did that. Women, bro, they devils, bro. All of them. Love you, mom. Yeah, all of them. I just said that because I just said women, you can't trust them, bro. Fryer oil was $21 12 months ago. It's $45 today. Chicken wings was $45 a case. $45 a case 12 months ago. $175 a case today. That's almost a 200% markup. This is a chef talking about California numbers. Takeout boxes, $25 12 months ago, $95 today. So not too many people are going to be going to restaurants pretty soon. That's almost a 200% markup from 12 months ago on beef, lamb, and even takeout carts. So in order for them to make a profit on spending money on their supplies, they're gonna have to up the prices on items on the menu. You're gonna be like, well, hell, if I gotta pay 3 times as much, I might as well should cook my damn self, right? I just saw an article with Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime said if you want to get whole food shipped, you're gonna have to pay that $9.99 now. It doesn't come with Prime, cause the prices of everything's going up. There's $22 billion of goods over there off the west coast of California. Y'all walking around like everything peaches and cream. Sooner or later, you ain't gonna be able to get toilet paper. You ain't gonna be able to get paper towels. You won't be able to get your psych meds. You won't be able to get your favorite dog food for your dog, your cat food for your cat. Everything gonna skyrocket. And guess what? If you can get it, somebody else gonna want what you got. Now what? You ain't safe here anymore. If you ain't got your how about Shimmy Abashar.
And the Most High is doing that. Amos 5:16, Baba Gashah, it says, therefore the Lord, the power of hosts, the Lord thus saith, wailing shall be in all streets.
Right.
And they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas. And they shall cut the husbandmen to mourning, and such as are skillful to lamentation to wailing. Lamentation to wailing. Like the article said, he compared his products from this year to last year of the price, and it's up more this year than it was last year. You know?
Brother Yerome Gabar draw Isaiah 24:8. The mirth of Tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the heart ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. That's beautiful. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. And you know what's so beautiful about that precept? What's so beautiful about that precept is that when you think about psychology, people use nicotine, alcohol, LSD, cocaine, marijuana, sex, violence, all as means to cope with reality. So people will always use something to suppress what depression or oppression they're going through rather than dealing with it. And that never helps. So, I mean, as we stand here and we preach this word, we break out prophecy, we fear and we believe, majority of the people don't. And even if they see it, they don't care. Because they're so caught up in this virtual reality that they don't want to really believe what life really is. Like, they need 80,000 truckers, people. They're like 80,000 18-wheeler truckers short to deliver your goods to your stores. And you walk around like everything's okay. Let alone they need 80,000 truckers to move your goods to your stores. You got $22 billion worth of goods on the west coast of Africa. And y'all walk, Africa, United States. And y'all walk around like everything's okay. Just because your shelves are full doesn't mean that they're going to depreciate in value. I've seen articles where certain companies, parent companies, they're going 3-4 years into 3 or 4 months into supplies they have set up for an emergency or a rainy day. They're already going through 3 or 4 months of supplies. And they got supplies sitting out on the West Coast. So all those supplies sitting in the West Coast is a monkey wrench. It's a monkey wrench in international commerce. You can still go to your stores to get here and there, but they're going to their warehouses. They're pulling 3 or 4 months worth of goods they got stocked up because they can't get the stuff that's in the West Coast. So you got at least a month and a half until where you can't get your goods for your family. Then what? What are you gonna do when all of those supplies are depleted out of those warehouses? Your credit card and your bank account won't save you. You're gonna see women and children out here suffering for food, because it's gonna be a dog eat dog world, and feminism won't help you. Know your status, know your bank account, cause if it's in your hand, another man will take it. Right? We've seen articles of the woman in Philadelphia on the subway being sexually harassed for 40 minutes, nobody helped. What about upstate? When the woman barely got inside her apartment, when Jake almost ran up in there. What about the other woman that was getting text messages from the maintenance man saying, I miss you, I'm coming to see you. She'd never have relations with the man. It's gonna be a ruthless society out here, man. What we got?
2 Ezra 16 and 21.
Right.
2 Ezra 16 and 21. Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth.
And when you go into the word victual, it means the essentials that you need for life. So it's much more than food and water, gas, medicine, all of that. Because some people, they'll die without certain medication. They'll die without certain medical equipment. You know? So go ahead. Bro.
Like the insulin for diabetics and shit, they got to have that. You're right. They'll
Right.
die without it.
Yeah,
Like
they need the
Boosie,
insulin.
Lil Boosie, he got it bad.
Right.
He got that shit real bad.
When he called himself Boosie Badass, he got what he wanted. Right.
2 Ezra 16:21. Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case.
Right.
And even then shall evils grow upon the earth.
Right. Evil shall grow upon the earth. So as these prices start to increase, global prices going up, oil prices going up, the cost of food is going up, the cost of living is going up, but they're not increasing your income. They're not increasing your wages. What happened to the American dream? It turned out to be an American scheme. You need to wake the hell up from this nightmare. You know, people need to be resuscitated. Wake your ass up. You really think it's gonna go on for another 5-10 years? Hell no. People gonna end up eating their damn dogs. For real, believe that, man. It's gonna get real out here.
Then shall evil grow upon earth.
Right.
Sword, famine, and great confusion.
Sword, famine, and great confusion, man. Perplexity throughout the entire earth. No one knows what's going to happen. What's your next move? See, everybody was playing checkers in the world. Oh, we can go here, we can jump there, we can go here, we can go. No, they've been playing chess and you ain't never played it. So how you gonna get the hell out? The down job, 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, their sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So they're telling you if everybody get this vaccine, you'll be okay. You can go back to your normal life. That's a lie. Cause now you're trying to say the unvaccinated are the ones on why those supplies are being distributed throughout all of America. But you're not accounting for the 80,000 drivers you need to distribute it. So see, it's propaganda. There's nowhere you're gonna be able to win this war of wits with this devil. Cause I forgot which one. Maybe one of y'all brothers or the brothers on the comment board was talking about witchcraft. Go ahead.
Brother on the comment.
Yeah, throughout. These phones, these tablets, these computers, these laptops, these televisions, it's all witchcraft. Cut your TV out. What do you see? You see a blank screen. It's no different than the crystal ball. You know, like you know how the 8-ball, you shake it, ask a question. Your television screen, your laptop, all that is a crystal ball. That's witchcraft, man. That's sorcery. And the spell they use is propaganda. Misinformation, you know, fake news. That's how they control the minds of the populace. Because your First Amendment don't matter anymore. It's like, hold on, you have the First Amendment, but here's the asterisk. Read the fine print. You know how the dude talk real fast at the end of a commercial? Yeah. Read the fine print. That's what it is. All these new laws now all of a sudden. But everybody think they free. You're not free. You just have privilege. Damn idiots. Forgive me.
2 Ezra 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Right, so Esau society is falling, crumbling because of the famine. You can see that there's a lot of scarcity of products that's on the shelves inside these stores. All right, they're at a variance with the hierarchy. Joe Biden, he's the least liked president for over half a century. Okay, so this place is circling down the drain. Matter of fact, can you give me Romans 13? Romans 13, I think 11. Up at the top. You have more on that?
This is Romans 13 and 11.
That's it.
And that knowing the time that is,
Yeah, that's it. That's
this
it.
is Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time that is now, it is high time that we awake out of sleep.
Right.
For our salvation is nearer than we believe.
Right. So it's high time that you wake up out of sleep. Okay? Once again, everybody want the American dream. When you're dreaming, you sleep. What about reality? What about reality? See, a dream is something that's fictional. Reality is something that you have to grasp that's tangible. She's in good shape for her age, too. Reality is something you have to grasp that's tangible. You have to deal with. A dream is something that comes and goes. A dream is completely different from a goal. All right? Oh, I have dreams of getting married and having kids, living in a big house, and yada, yada, yada. You say that, but you got 2 children out of wedlock, and on top of that, you don't know where any of the daddies at. And you still dreaming about having that fantasy. Right? Only princesses get married to a man of high value, so to say. Right? Men want to be a king in a society where they treat you less than. Floyd Mayweather damn near worth $1 billion. But that money couldn't get him out of that spell that woman had his ass locked up in jail. Right? What world are y'all living in? Will Smith, one of the greatest actors of all time. One of the top 10 Jakes of all time in acting. His woman at a red table told him that she openly committed adultery, called it entanglement. Not only with somebody that they don't know, somebody that they do know, somebody that been in their house, in their vehicles, that also befriends their children. All gets out seen them. And all that man could do that with teary-eyed.
So like you might say on that, why would you go to social media and put that out there? Not that she just put another video out saying that he couldn't satisfy her.
I saw that too. It's an article.
Why would you?
You want to know why? Because what does the Bible say about a shameless woman? She'll be counted as a dog. That's a bitch, bro.
That's a bitch, bro.
That's not a woman. That's a female dog. And then when you look at that history, that's why you gotta know that history. When you look at that history, she wanted to be with Tupac back in the day. So you know what kind of girl she was. Gabrielle Union said that she wanted to be in Tupac. I think Tupac and Dr. Dre. Yeah, she wanted to be in the video, but she got denied. So these ain't nothing but video vixen wannabes that get wifed up by 3-time NBA champions, Dwayne Wade. They get wifed up by one of the best actors of all time, Will Smith. And these women in number are harlots. They got it all. These women ain't got to work a day in their lives, and they cheating on their husbands. They wearing Prada. Their husbands worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and these whores out here exposing them
With wicked men.
with man that ain't shit. Jake, Ray, Chad, Enrique, all of them harlots, bro. And these dudes wife them because they're simps, they're betas.
Beta, yeah. Will Smith a beta male, man.
Will Smith is a straight beta
I
male.
don't know if his father was in his life, but beta.
I mean, hey, Will Smith, when he was doing them pull-ups at I Am Legend, my dog was ripped. He had the most, he had the strength, but he doesn't have the strength of a man to tame his woman. She's a dog without a leash. She out there in the streets. She for the streets, man.
That is terrible.
That's terrible, bro. I felt bad. As a matter of fact, Elder Pastor Hard did a response video to that. Like if this was the ancient world, her ass would have been put to death. He was mad about that. He was mad about that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. His money can't save him, man. All that money, you still get treated like an underdog. Man.
Right. You still get treated like
she was with him just for the money, man.
She never loved him. She said it.
She said it. Damn, that's terrible.
Now
she would have learned how to love.
And Elder Pastor Tahar said it years ago. He said men love harder than women. You wanna know why? Because the men are the ones who's supposed to invest in the woman. If you're my helpmate, if you're my servant, it's no different than a company hiring a cleaning company to clean floors. I'm investing in you. You do a good job. You're gonna stay on the payroll. But especially if you bearing my children, I'm definitely going to invest in you. Why? Because you're going to be the same one who's going to nurture my children while I go out in the world and slay these damn dragons and bring back the meat and bread. That's the difference. But they changed traditionalism for feminism. So now the woman want to keep the role of the man. So why the hell do you need a man? What? For sex? That's it? To take his kids from him? That's my seed, woman. But if Will would leave her, guess what? That bitch would get everything. And she will never end the Wild Wild West, and she ain't no damn legend. See what I'm saying? But she'll get that. Gabrielle Union ain't made not one goddamn 3 in the goddamn finals. But if you was, well, no matter of fact, that bitch said she got a prenup.
Damn.
But I mean, I don't mean to get off subject, y'all. Forgive me, but that's the world we live in. Oh, that's beautiful. The Dow dropped Luke 21 and 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And side nigga, that's to you. Cause Yahushua is gonna crack those clouds, man. You got something?
Yeah, just to edify on that Will situation, because that's it was a very brave thing for her to expose their privacy like that on social media. Just to back up that situation in scripture, Ecclesiasticus 25 and 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage. So that was a very courageous thing for her to expose their privacy like that.
No, that's not what it said, bro. Read it again.
Ecclesiasticus 25 and 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage.
Right.
And maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart.
That wasn't courageous what she did. That was wicked.
Yeah.
It said a wicked woman abateth the courage. Now let's look up the word abateth. All right. It's not what it meant. There's nothing courageous about a woman dishonoring her husband. That's not courageous. It's not brave. They teach women that's bravery. No, it's not. That's being insubordinate. That's what that's called. Let me get abated real quick. I'm going to the abate. Read it one more time.
Ecclesiasticus 25 and 23, a wicked woman abateth the courage.
A wicked woman. There's nothing courageous about a wicked woman. Abateth the courage. What does abate mean? Abate, circa 1300, put an end to grow less, diminish in power or influence. A wicked woman will diminish the courage of a man. That's what that's saying. Go ahead up.
And maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart.
And make a heavy countenance. You gotta go, like I said, once again, you gotta go out in the world, you gotta slay the dragon, you gotta cut down the grass so you can see the serpents, you gotta ward off all your enemies, you gotta gather the booty, you gotta bring it back home. You come home after you been like the movie Odyssey, you like Odysseus, you go through all of this, you come home with your woman, It's like, woman, I've been out here fighting tigers, lions, and bears and wild. I've been out here fighting all kind of enemies. I've been slaying dragons. I gotta come home to this inferior vessel running her mouth? Like that would abate a man's courage. Like, woman, do you not know who I am, what I do in this world? But I come home to you nagging me? A wicked woman abated the courage of a man. A woman can't diminish the power of a man. And that's what a lot of these beta males do. That's what Will Smith going through. That's what Dwayne Wade going through. Letting a wicked ass woman take away their courage as a fucking man.
Damn, bro.
That's sad, bro. That's sad. Go ahead, up.
A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress.
A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress. Go ahead.
Maketh weak hands.
Maketh weak hands
and feeble knees.
and feeble knees. A woman nagging all goddamn day. What man want to be around that? Because see, as men, when men arguing, it can lead to violence. So men ain't gonna argue. But when a woman running her goddamn mouth, what you gonna do? You know you're stronger than her. You knock her uncut. You are. Like the scripture said, I'd rather dwell at the top of a house than with a contentious woman. Well, how you think the Most High felt about the nation of Israel? Because we were contentious with him. That's why I spoke about all of that. Because we did the same thing. You know, so I ain't gonna just sit here and speak like the women do all that. We do it too. 1 Peter 4:7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Right, the end of all things is at hand. Because Esau is going to be the end of the world. But can you give me Revelation 18
Gotcha.
and 1?
Gotcha. 18.
Revelation 18 and 1.
Ready?
Will know he... Will Smith know he is Israelite. Will Smith know goddamn well he is Israelite. A lot of these celebrities out here know they're Israelites. But because of that bag, they don't want to convert. They want to repent. But guess what? Ice Cube said, "The hell with $9 million. You not fitting inject me with that foreign substance." But everybody look at him like he crazy. Nah, we with you, Q. Kyrie Irving could be missing out on what? Maybe $20-something million. He said, "Man, it's much bigger than the money." But see, y'all are the sheeple y'all are the fuel that keep this wicked society going. Y'all want to be here. You like being here. You love it. You love to have the liberty of being a wicked individual. Right, Sirach from Yeremiah Gabar. Sirach 25 and 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. Like I said, you'll go out and slay a dragon and a goddamn bear. You come home to this feeble. I'm like, woman, don't you know you bleed once a month? You get menstrual cramps. Don't you know that I gotta pick you up? You know, if you get a splinter in your foot, but if I got a splinter in my foot, you can't pick me up. You know what I mean? Go ahead, huh?
Revelations.
You got something?
I'm looking at Psalm 64.
All right, go ahead. Huh?
This Revelations 18 and 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
And he said he saw an angel come down from heaven having great power. What it said in Revelation 7, it told the angel, he said, hurt not the sea, not the earth, or the fowls of the air, until I have gathered my servants. And he goes on to say 144,000. There's 12,000 out of each tribe. Hey, as a matter of fact, even in school, on your multiplication table, they start at what number? They stop at 12. 12 times 12 is what? 144. Come on, man. When you look at a flight of stairs, they stop at the 12th step, right? Sometimes you look on the elevator, they had to skip the 13th floor. And Arthur Koestler made a book called The 13th Tribe. Why did he make that book? Because if the people that's living in Israel right now are the Most High's people, there will have to be a 13th tribe. Now run tell that. Go ahead,
Verse 2. This is Revelation 18 and 2.
Go ahead,
And it reads,
Claire, you need some water?
and he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. It's fallen. And it's become the habitation of the devil.
It said Babylon the Great has become the habitation of devils. And it's fallen, it's fallen. It's talking about America. The Bible is not going to say America, not going to say Puerto Rico, because all of those names are subject to change. But by the characteristics, the spirit of those individuals and where they will be in the last days will determine who they are. That's how we know America is Babylon, because America is a cesspool of absolute wickedness. And they try to spew their wickedness all throughout the earth and make the world drunken by their legislations. All right? Go ahead.
And the hold of every foul spirit and the cage of every unclean, hateful bird.
Right, prime example. Who was your boy that was on the Wheaties? He was like a triathlete. Bruce Jenner. I mean, he was like the man of all men. Now he known as Caitlyn Jenner. And what's so bad about this world? That's how you know America's Babylon. You got the LGBT community trying to shut out Chappelle, but then you got Bruce Jenner, and you got the one deceased transgender family backing up Chappelle. It's like, what kind of world we living in? Here it is, the baby killed somebody in Walmart. That didn't stop his career. He make a quote on LGBT community. They want to shut him out. Like, what kind of, so you can kill someone, but you can't talk about some people. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to do. Shit, take me out.
Words like a two-edged sword, especially if the truth. Like I say, the truth hurt, and it also sets you free.
That's what it is. The truth hurts, man. And they didn't like that truth, and it hurt them. You know? You can't cancel everybody that don't like everything you do or say. That's what debation is. How can you have a debation if you're gonna cancel somebody? There's no mediator there. There's no middle ground. They even taught you in school you got a Venn diagram. You have this opposing force, that opposing force. When they cross over, you compare and you contrast. When you have a council culture, how can you compare and contrast? You never understand the opposite side if you just shut them out. That's not a wise man or a wise individual, so to say. A wise individual will listen to all things and they'll take the meat from the bones. Everybody want to be fed just the meat, man. Nobody want to research or understand the truth. They just settle for what's there for them. So that means they settle for less. And they get what they deserve. That's life. You get what you put out.
Verse 3. It's Revelation 18:3. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right, all the nations have drunk from the wine of the wrath of her fornications. When you go into the wine, it's talking about philosophies, the knowledge, the wisdom. All right, America is trying to turn the world into a democracy. And the whole world doesn't want the LGBT community to be dwelling. See, I noticed like there was a certain country in NATO that were like, nah, we ain't with that. They said, if you don't accept the LGBT community, we're gonna take these incentives from you. We're gonna take these privileges. I'm like, wait a minute, because whoa. I want to ask the same person that said that. Do you have a mother and a father? Yes. If it were not for the both of them coming together, would you be here? Yes. So how the fuck you gonna stop me? And, you know, it just where's the rationality in this society? It doesn't make sense. A homosexual individual want to cancel a heterosexual individual, but it took two heterosexuals to make a homosexual. These people are stupid, man. These are the world with 2021 and the information age of all these sadish people. My God, we need to save
How can that boy say they set their nest as high as eagle and think they God, man? They can They can create, take away,
kill. The imbalance and foolishness of the base man ruling. That's right, brother. That brother said that. That's on point. I hope that show up. The imbalance and foolishness of the base man ruling. Everything is out of shambles. Everything is turned upside down. Matter of fact, can you give me Psalms? Can you give me Psalms 82:6, brother? I just need you to pull.
Hold on, Revelations, man.
Yeah, no, you just keep reading, brother.
Psalms 82:6.
5.
Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
And one of y'all brothers brought that out earlier to the spirit, but I just want the brother to bring it out right now. Everything out of course. That's the imbalance of Esau. Because he's the complete opposite. Where there's no judgment. If you reprobate, that means there's no judgment. But at the end of the day, somebody who's reprobate that makes rule, they're subject to change. You know?
Verse 4, Revelation 18:4. And I heard in a voice from heaven saying, come out of here, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins,
right,
and that you not receive not her plagues.
Said, come out of her, my people. And how do you come out of the world? By not being a partaker of the world. The scripture says use the world, but don't abuse it. My brother's birthday passed earlier this week. No call, no show. Yes, I was. Christmas coming up, Thanksgiving coming up, Halloween coming up. My family know I ain't celebrating none of that. I'm not celebrating. They're not getting a text from me. I mean, it's been years. I think last year they seldomly kind of stopped texting. But Years before, they will always say, and I never reply back. They may say Happy Thanksgiving, whatever. I just say Have a good day. They know what that meant. I don't. People at my job, Happy Halloween. I just say boogity woogity woogity, and I walk off.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all I'll say to them.
So like my
Now
family,
go ahead, brother.
Like my family was like, oh yeah, let's go to Halloween Horror Night. Come on, everybody get each other. Let's go to Halloween Horror Night, man. Everybody gather and go. No,
Nope.
what I want to go to Halloween Horror Night for, man? And I saw the man on the news like all my staff had to be vaccinated to participate in Halloween Horror Night, man.
Man, I'm not gonna go through all that bullshit.
I'm too grown for that shit.
Every day we wake up is Halloween horror. We in
What?
America.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
That's my point. Like they want to go to Halloween horror. If you want to go to Halloween horror night, wake up, take a shower, brush your teeth, wipe your face, step outside your front door. Okay, Halloween horror night. That's every goddamn
And that's
day.
why we got to wear the whole armor because every day is Halloween,
That's
man.
beautiful, brother.
We
There
got
you
to
go.
wear the whole armor because every day is Halloween.
That's right, brother. It's a horror here. That's why the scripture said, "Come out of her, my people." It's a freaking horror here for a righteous man. Let me get that straight. For the righteous. You got some sisters that believe too. For the righteous. This is a Halloween horror show. This is Hallow Screen. What does it say? Do not the just complain to him. We complain to him day and night. Go ahead.
Verse 5. For her
You gonna
sins,
call it?
it's Revelation 18, verse 5. So like you.
You good?
For her sins have reached into heaven,
Right.
and Yahweh has remembered her iniquities.
Right, so America's sin have reached up into heaven, and the Lord has remembered their iniquities. For those of you who don't understand that spiritually, think about this tangibly. America and all the other foreign countries, the heathen countries, they have tons, I'm talking about literally, tons of debris and junk orbiting the earth. So yeah, their sins have literally reached up into heaven. All right, they're even polluting the orbit. They're polluting the oceans, the seas. These are the people that's ruling over us, right? These are our dictators. Is this Shulita, right? That allows elementary students to go to a gay bar for a field trip? Who's chaperoning them? Huh? Satan? That's it. Everybody's full of pride. Let me burn rubber and get attention and feel good about myself. Ooh. Like you didn't gotta squat the shit either. Pardon me. I don't mean to be that vulgar. But sometimes, sometimes, man, these people are just straight rascals, you know? They're just rascals. Goddamn idiots, bro, for real. Go ahead up.
This is Revelations 18 and 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her that double according to her works.
Read that for me out real quick.
And the cup which she
Hold on. Keep reading.
and the cup which she had filled to her double.
Can you give me, hold that, but I need you to get me, you didn't have two Bible apps, huh? Hold that, and can you get me, Jeremiah 49:12? Jeremiah 49:12.
Micah 2 and 10.
You need to get two Bible apps, bro.
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction.
Right, it's polluted. It says, arise ye and depart. What does it mean to arise? Arise up out of your sleep. It come to this departure. Right now, what we doing, we in a burning house and your ass sleep. And see, regardless of how we get the message, and regardless how we give the message, it's to save your life. He said, you shall drink. You know what's that? All right, come. Right. So you polluted. Like, think about it. If you take an elementary student, kids, to a gay bar, what kind of society are you actually raising to have people full of virtue? All right, to people that have morals. Because a child mind is like a sponge. This place is going to destroy you. You don't want to raise a family here in America. Because you don't even control the minds of your own children. You don't know what they're indoctrinating your children with. Right? It's wrong and it's off. They're teaching your daughters to be harlots. They're teaching your boys to be girls. They're giving the girls the absolute, you're not that pretty, so we're watching ourselves. You're not that pretty.
I know, and we're
So with
watching
that being said, like Edomite women like this, they don't understand that their end is nigh. They ruled when they had their chance. Because how was America built? Off of slavery. Free trade labor for centuries. That's how she has the ability to walk up the way she did. Or they can walk around with their heads high. Because they'll quick to say, oh, I didn't do it. But they reap the benefits of the murdering, of the savagery of their forefathers and their mothers. Okay? Watch this demon. Right? Hey, can you not stand behind us? Hold on. Yo, can you not stand behind? If you got a question, you can ask, all right? But you're not that attractive. We don't really want you here. You really not that attractive. We really don't want you here. This is for men, not for women anyway. So anyways, yeah, go ahead.
This is Matthew 20 and 23.
Actually, not attractive at all. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, you shall drink indeed of my cup.
Right?
And he be baptized with the baptism.
Where it says, you shall surely drink of this cup.
Okay. You shall surely drink of this cup.
Right. James. And just like that, a woman like her, if I see her in the street bleeding out of her mouth, would I help her? No. Who cares? Why? Because these women are shameless. You're going to walk up on a group of men like that. See, it's because the police right there, man that has domesticated society, she can do that. But 500 years ago, she wouldn't do that. No. Because women knew what a man was today. It's hard to see what a man is today. But you found out today. You found out today what a man is. Just because America is emasculating men, that don't mean all men have been emasculated. Right? You want me to bar draw Exodus 23 and 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. Right. So we're not going to start the judgment of Yahweh Shimi Yahushai, man. We're going to keep preaching it, right? Go ahead, huh?
This is Jeremiah 49 and 12. For this saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, have a surely drunken.
Right, whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, has surely drunken. That's us. That's us. We had to drink that cup. Deuteronomy 28, Deuteronomy 28, Jeremiah 11:11, all of those, man. All those curses that we had to fall upon them, the Most High Yahweh put that on us. That was his will. Nothing we can do about it. Right? Go ahead up. Yeah, because like Khan and those savage beast oppressors are seen as heroes. Right, they're seen as heroes. And they're just fucking beasts.
And to continue, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So, once again, like I said, she had that. I'm telling you, man. Yo, I'll be so happy when this economy shut down. Because women have too much liberty, man. Over even a century ago, women would not be walking up to men the way that woman did. She knew her purpose. So in these last days, when 911 is going to shut off because they defund the police, thank God, call a lawyer, how about Shema Shai, you women going to realize how serious you need a man in your life. So all these feminists, these six-figure earners, these BMW driving women, these home security system women, these dog pedigree feeding dog women, you cat women, man, you gonna really understand your purpose as a woman. The weaker vessel. Go ahead, read that one more time.
This is Jeremiah 49 and 12. For this said the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to be drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and all thou shalt that shall altogether go unpunished, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Right, you shall surely drink of it. They shall surely drink in that cup. They go back to you go back to what's it name? What's that Revelation 18,
okay.
Where it said, "Give unto her double." We're gonna give unto her double what she made us drink. Remember, because it speaks about it says, "Woe to him that lay a stumbling block before his brother to give him strong drink." That's what Esau did to us. Because in this society, they tell you that you can eat pork, tell you can smoke Newports, you can smoke blunts and shit like that. That's laying a stumbling block for our people, knowing us being the people that Yahweh Shem outside, that you're telling us we can defile our spirit. Don't we have a conscience though? They promote that shit, and Jake love their oppressors, so they follow that. You know? But,
This is Revelations 18:6. Again, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she had filled to her double.
right, and the cup she had filled into her double. Right? Go ahead up.
Revelation 18:7. Now how much she hath glorified herself and liveth deliciously, so much torment, sorrow give her, for she said her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, shall see no sorrow.
Right, so America think that they're gonna always be in this predicament. Always, matter of fact, can you give me what you brought out of Job about? And can you give me Psalms 49 and it might be 49 and 12? What said the inward thought that the houses shall go on forever?
Oh, that's 49 and 1, 11.
I'm selecting. Go ahead.
It's right here.
Well,
Bring it out. This is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever,
right.
and their dwelling place to all generations. They call their land after their own names.
Right, their inward thoughts is that the house shall go on forever. That's why I said in Revelation 18, she said that she shall sit as a widow. I'm sorry, they shall not sit as a widow, meaning that they're going to go on forever. No, America's not going to go on forever. There's going to be an end. And the end all be all going to be those thermonuclear warheads. All right? Matter of fact, can you give me Joel 2 and 1? We'll close out with that, but you can read that one?
Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee.
Right, the number of the months are with Yahweh. Even though his days are determined, man. The Lord knows when it's gonna happen. That's why Yahweh Shah said, not even him or the angels of heaven know when the Lord's gonna bring his judgment. That's why the Bible always say the Messiah, Yahweh Shah, shall come as a thief in the night. You don't know when you're gonna get robbed. You don't know if you're ever gonna get into a car accident. Shit like that just happens. The Lord knows when it's gonna happen, because the Lord's the one that woundeth and healeth. The one that give life and taketh away life. The one that maketh poor and that maketh rich, man. Alright?
Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee.
Right.
Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
There's a bound you cannot pass. It's just like playing basketball. You be inbound all day. Boom, boom, boom. Soon you step on that line, they blow the whistle. You out of bounds. You out of pocket. But see, your boundary has a time limit. Just like in the game of basketball. See, this ain't street ball. This is being orchestrated. This is being ran by refs. And the ref is time. When you hear that, when you see the fourth quarter, they say 0-0-0, no matter how many times you put up a shot, Esau, you gonna always be under. You ain't gonna never win. Because the Lord's gonna be the last. The Lord's gonna hit that shot like Jordan. And you gonna lose, man. You got a boundary. You got a time frame. You got a time stamp. You know what? You being wicked on the earth, this is your 9 to 5, and you finna get fired real quick. I was in on that? Go ahead up.
This is Joel 2 and 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the habitation of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is now at hand.
And we sounded the trumpet right now. Because the day of the Lord is coming and it's nigh at hand. Once again, Russia already had tested a hypersonic missile, which America air defense system is trash. America air defense system is trash. China has a hypersonic missile that can go low orbit that America can't detect. And then when it starts to hit certain Mach speeds coming back into the atmosphere, the stratosphere, the troposphere, ionosphere, whatever sphere, it's gonna be here. And it's gonna be near your goof ass too, Esau. That's the power of the Lord, man. That dark, gloomy day is coming. Go ahead up.
Verse 2. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Right.
as the morning spread upon the mountains with great people.
Have you ever woke up one morning and everywhere you look, it was just an overcast, gloomy day. North, south, east, west, all cardinal directions. All you saw was a dark gray sky, a dark gray, gloomy looking sky. Just imagine that day, like, damn, man, ain't no sun out. I ain't got no energy because I can't get no vitamin D from the sun. You know, it's kind of like the couple of days before a hurricane's coming in. Wet, hot, wet, gloomy, and cold. That's how the Lord's coming, man. It's gonna be a hot. I'm sorry, I keep saying hot. It's gonna be a dark and gloomy day, man. Go ahead, up.
A great people and a strong there have not been ever.
Where you at?
So I'm finishing up. I'm gonna read it all over again.
Where you at again?
2. Joel 2 and 2.
Where?
It's Joel 2 and 2 again. A day of darkness and a day of gloominess. A day of clouds and a day of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong there have not been ever like it. Neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Verse 3, Joel 2 and 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
A fire devoured.
And when it's talking about those great people, it's talking about the chariots. All right, because it speaks about in Revelation, when it says 200 million, it's talking about warheads that's going to bombard America. When it says the great people like on the mountain, think about 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, when Elisha's servant was with him and he saw the host coming, he was afraid. And Elisha prayed to the Lord and asked him to open his servant's eye. And he saw the host of angels all on the mountain. And he told him there'd be many more with us than there are of them. That's the great people on the mountain that is talking about right there. All right, go ahead.
A fire devoured before them. This is Joel 2 and 3. A fire devoured before them, and behold, them of a flame burneth the land as the garden of Eden.
Right, so they said before them shall be the garden of Eden.
Before them.
Right. When you go into the word Eden, you go back to the Hebrew word Aidan, which means paradise. So to the wicked, America is like a paradise to them. Fancy cars, everything's modern, new age technology, high sky rises, exotic cars, exotic women, plastic surgery, whatever, Viagra, all that kind of shit. That's the society they're talking about. That's Eden to them. But it said before them shall be a fire, and behind them a devouring flame. Right? So on all sides, north, south, east, west, it's going to be. That's why it refers to it as the lake of fire in the book of Revelation. Because it's going to be fire on all sides, man. What up?
And behind them a desolate wilderness.
And behind them a desolate wilderness.
And nothing shall escape them.
And nothing shall escape them. But see, we shall be able to escape. We're going to close out. Can you give me 2nd Ezra 9, and I want to say 6. So nothing shall be able to escape the Lord's destruction. That's going to be that third woe. I think it was the Romeo Gabar drop. The second woe has passed, and the third woe coming quickly. That third woe, okay, matter of fact, can you give me Isaiah 9 and 5? You read Isaiah 9 and 5, Baba Bashar. You read what I asked you to get, then we're going to close out. Because it said, none shall be able to escape them. Right? You can read it.
It's Isaiah 9 verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood.
Right. Think about the movies like 300, Gladiator, so forth.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
But this one shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And that's the third woe. The third woe is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. The word fuel is in the Bible, people. The King James Version Bible like that too.
2nd Ezra 9 and 6 through 8. Even so, the time also of the highest hath plain beginnings and wonder, and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs.
You gotta step up.
Verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works.
And everyone that shall be saved and able to escape by his works. Because when the brothers reading in Joel, what he said, none shall escape them. But who shall be able to escape? those that did the works, those that served Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That car, no matter how fast he think he can go, won't be able to escape a missile, right? Those who do the work shall be able to escape, man. All right, because love is an action to God. Lord don't care about how much you say you love him. Show him you love him. Like a woman would want a man to show her affection and love. Show God affection and love. All right, because your actions speak louder than the damn words coming out your mouth. Majority of the goddamn time, with y'all people. Go ahead.
Second Ezra.
Like it, y'all. It's
okay,
spirit.
It's perfect.
Go ahead.
Second Ezra 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works.
That's right.
And by faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Yep.
The
evidence of things not seen.
And it says, whereby ye have believed.
Right.
Verse 8, 2 Ezra 9 and 8, shall be preserved from the said perils.
So now you see why we're out here. We're compelled. We see the prophecies coming to pass. We understand what the outcome is going to be. But because you can't see, that's not going to make the effect of the Most High with none. That's not going to make the faith of the Most High none effect. At the end of the day, somebody has to be the hero. Somebody has to be the villain. Somebody got to win. And I'll be God dogged if I'm one of them that gotta lose. If Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's will, I won't be one of those that lose. Right up.
Shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land.
Right. Hey, one of y'all had dropped it in the comments up here. It said, look up, because it dry up 9. Right. That's what we doing. We looking up, man. We looking up. We looking up. Keep going up.
And within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
Ooh, we've been sanctified since the beginning. We've been predestined since the beginning, man. The Lord kept a cluster of that grape, a drop from that wave. You know what I'm saying? That's a long pause, right? We're waiting on you.
And it reads, verse 2 Ezra 9 and 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case.
Then they shall be in pitiful case, not those who did the works, but they who didn't. Go ahead, up.
Which now have abused my way.
Right, they ain't never repent. Side nigga is a prime example last night. Went down to the Dallas camp and questioned about Babylon. How can you prove this is Esau and all that? Man, dude, we done dealt with you numerous times years ago. Get the fuck out of here, man. Goofy, bro.
Then shall they be in the pitiful case, which now have abused my way.
So they gonna be in the pitiful case. They're gonna be full of pity. And guess what the Lord said? He gonna laugh at their calamity, and we're gonna do the same thing. Because you thought it was a joke when you saw us. Like the script, no matter of fact, they say it in the world. They say, he that laughed last, laughed the hardest. But the Lord say, he that laughed now shall cry later. So as we're mourning, we cry out to the Lord, everybody's happy in their folly. Once the Lord flip those places, we're gonna be the ones. That's why when I said I seen that lady, the Edomite lady on the floor, bleeding out her mouth, I wasn't feel her. She kind of turned around like, oh my God, yes, because the Lord gonna laugh at you the same way I am, so I ain't wrong. Right up.
And
we ain't wrong.
And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments.
And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. That reminds me of Revelation 14, 9 through 12. Because a lot of these people who got the vaccine, they gonna go and get the MOTB. You best believe that.
For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me.
Right.
And how do we know the Lord? By doing what he says. That's how we know the Lord. The Lord calls us friends because he let us know the Heavenly Father's business, his secrets, his plan, which is to establish the kingdom of heaven here on earth. You know?
Like I say in Matthew 13, it said, blessed be your eyes because you can see, and your ears because you can hear. It's like we're looking at the same picture, but everybody's interpreting it in a different manner. Well, the Bible's of no private interpretation, right? But they're secrets because it's written in parables. And who are those secrets revealed to?
Man.
The prophets, thank you. Go ahead up.
2nd Ezra 9 and 11. And they that have loathed my law,
Right.
while they had yet liberty,
Grace, because right now we under grace. So loathing at the law is like taking your time to pay a bill. Your bill's due on the 1st, but you like, listen here, I ain't got it all on the 1st, but I have it all on the 5th. So they give you a 10-day grace period. So within that 10-day grace period, before they cut your power off, you get the money. But let's say you don't get the money, but they gave you a grace period. You won't get another grace period. So right now, the doors of repentance open. When them doors shut, when the famine of the word come, there's no more grace period. You said you was going to pay you on the 5th. It's now the 10th. You want to say, Lord, Lord, Lord? Oh, you shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because you're a worker of iniquity. Okay? That's why they say, seek me early when I shall be found. You know?
2nd Ezra 9 and 11. And they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not.
Understood not, because the Lord blinded them. Go ahead.
But despised it. The same must know after death by pain.
Right.
And after, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished,
So we can't be concerned with the 2/3, right?
and when,
Right?
but inquire how the righteous shall be saved.
So we only